side to the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Yes, both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Yes, both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
Promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet. To make all your friends feel that there is something in them. To look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. To think only of the best. To work of others as you are about your own. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile. To give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others. To be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble.
What would you say to the coming of a brand new day, when the shadows are falling away, even from the eyes of yore? Express it if you might, as the passing of the night and the coming of the light through a brand new door. How do you tell everybody everything will be well? And the sound of the stitching of the bell is just too good to ignore. You say, hey my man, that's your brother on the street. You say, hey my man, every time we meet. Ooh, hey your brother, equal man, hey sister, shake your hand, it's a brand new day. And we can say it anyway, but what we really want to see is love, 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 love. Hey your brother, equal man, hey sister, shake your hand, it's a brand new day. But what we really want to see is love, 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 love. Love is a door, step into the light of day. We're gonna find us a way that we knew all along. Love is a thing, or a beggar, or a king. And peace grows things when love is the song. Whoa, hey my man, that's your brother on the street. You say, hey my man, every time we meet. Whoa, hey brother, equal man, hey sister, shake your hand, it's a brand new day. And we can say it anyway, but what we really want to say is love, 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 love. Hey little man, that's your brother on the street. Ooh, hey little man, every time we meet. Ooh, hey brother, equal man, hey sister, shake your hand, it's a brand new day. We can say it anyway, but what we really want to say is love, 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 love. Hey my man, that's your brother on the street. You say, hey my man, every time we meet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey brother, equal man, hey sister, shake your hand, it's a brand new day. We can say it anyway, but what we really want to see is love, 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 love. Hey my man, that's your brother on the street. You say, hey my man.
2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 29th day of the 7th month of 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Put another way, it's the 29th day of the 2nd month of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. And according to the regional weather forecast, a tropical wave is approaching the central Caribbean. And here in Jamaica, the trough across the island is expected to remain for the next few days. This afternoon will become cloudy with showers and isolated thunderstorms across sections of central and western parishes. Elsewhere, partly cloudy, and tonight will also be partly cloudy. In the United States, July is being observed as Cord Blood Awareness Month, Healthy Vision Month, International Group B Strep Throat Awareness Month, Juvenile Arthritis Awareness Month, National Cleft and Craniofacial Awareness and Prevention Month, Sarcoma Awareness Month, and UV Safety Awareness Month. It's day one of the two-day cup match holiday weekend in Bermuda. And boy, do they have a lot to celebrate on the heels of their first ever gold medal at the Olympics after Flora Duffy won the women's triathlon Bermuda's first Olympic gold medal. And therefore this year's celebrations of a cup match, their cup match holiday weekend, will be extra special. A lot more. One more reason to celebrate. Amares in Peru continues. Maîtresse Silverine on Haiti. Olav Soka Day, the national day in the Faroe Islands. Saint Olav's Day in Norway. And Maîtresse Silverine on Haiti, as we said. It's International Tiger Day. Hoy es jueves el 29 de julio 2021. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
To the coming of a brand new day.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
Become the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Get vaccinated as soon as you get all the facts. Don't listen to the rumors. This vaccine might just make it possible for teachers to sit face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safer for everybody, from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a long good life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes on the front line.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Tune in to Farm Talk with Althea McKenzie this Friday, July 30 from 5 to 7 a.m. for a virtual broadcast of St. Elizabeth Parish Focus, highlighting the parish's success stories and featuring discussions with stakeholders that will identify solutions to the challenges and issues being faced by citizens of the parish. This broadcast is brought to you by the National Irrigation Commission. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture. The St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation, 58 High Street, Black River, St. Elizabeth, and R&S Household Supplies, Main Street Junction, St. Elizabeth. That's St. Elizabeth Parish Focus during Farm Talk this Friday, July 30, 5 to 7 a.m. right here on Power 106 FM. Team Jamaica will seek to continue its sporting dominance at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. And Power 106 will be providing a daily roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster from July 26 to August 8. Tune in to hear expert analysis by Maurice Foster and his guests as they dissect the day's activities, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. There'll also be live and delayed coverage of select track and field events. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play is brought to you by the Coast to Coast Group of Companies, 5 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston, LS Duane and Company Limited, The Electrical People, and Lock, Safe and Vault, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston. That's the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
We can say it anyway, but what we really want to say is love, 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 love. Hey, my man, that's your brother on the street. You say, hey, my man, every time with me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, brother, equal man. Hey, sister, shake a hand. It's a brand new day. We can say it anyway, but what we really want to see is love, 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 love. Hey, my man, that's your...
C'est jeudi le 29 juillet 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
Everybody, everything will be well. And the sound of the spitting of the bell is just too good to ignore. You say, hey, my man, that's your brother on the street. You say, hey, my man, every time with me. Hey, dear brother, equal man. Hey, sister, shake a hand. It's a brand new day. And we can say it anyway. But what we really want to say.
All we're saying is it's Thursday, the 29th of July, 2021, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Every time with me. Hey, brother, equal man. Hey, sister, shake your hand. It's a brand new day. And we can say it anyway. But what we really want to say is love, 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 love. Hey, little man, that's your brother on the street.
Good afternoon to those listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you would have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free. Listening is free whenever, wherever. We thank you if you have logged on to the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to Both Sides of the Story in particular and Power 106 FM in general. We thank you if you have dialed one of those two numbers to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the United States who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. And if you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953. That's 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type Dervan Malcolm, and you'll be able to watch both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat. There's always YouTube, and you don't need to have an account to access YouTube. Go to the YouTube website. If you go there now, you should see this video trending. If you're not seeing it, then in the YouTube search box, type Dervan Malcolm, And you too will be able to watch both sides of the story on the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the channel, post your comments, and we'll be more than happy to respond in kind. What's on your mind this afternoon? We started out with the Optimist Creed, which was written by Christian Larson many, many years ago. Good afternoon to the optimists across Jamaica. The Optimist Creed: promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet, to make all your friends feel that there is something in them, to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true, to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best, to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own, to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. That's the Optimist Creed, which we started off with this afternoon, and combined that with a joyful piece, a recording, Hail the Man, by Ernie Smith. Hail the Man. And man there being used in the generic sense, meaning woman as well. And the idea is to recognize, first of all, that we are all members of the human race. We're all a part of mankind. We're all a part of the human race. And the last time we checked, as Shylock in The Merchant of Venice said, if you prick us, do we not bleed? We all bleed. Wherever in the world we are, if we're a part of the human race, we bleed. We're supposed to have a heart as well. And more than just the organ, the presence of the organ inside of us, but it comes with more than just the physical organ. It should reflect our humanity. And but we know we live in a world, and we have been living in such a world for quite some time, when most of what is on show is man's inhumanity to man, which is why we always like to say on this program that man has to be protected from himself. Left to himself, man is perhaps the most destructive creature on the face of the planet. But so it is. Whatever our respective positions, the hope is that we'll be able to improve our relationships and our relations as we move about, not just here in Jamaica, but elsewhere in the world. A level of growth in the prevalence of respect right across the board. And recognizing that we are not a homogeneous people, meaning we're not all the same. We don't think alike. We don't think the same way. We don't hold the same beliefs. That's what makes the world such a dynamic place, isn't it? We're not homogeneous. So I might not necessarily share your view. You might not necessarily share mine. But in the final analysis, the least we can do from one human being to another is to agree to disagree. How about that? We're not going to always see eye to eye, but at least we should be able to bring to a reasonable conclusion any discussion, angst, argument, disquiet, any of that. We should be able to bring that to some closure and move on. We don't have to share the same views on any subject matter, but we should be able to respectfully reason respectfully, to share, to ask questions, to learn, to listen, etc. Let's get on with it then. And we know a lot of our listeners will be paying attention and have already been paying attention to developments in Tokyo, Japan. This is Thursday, the 29th of July. And that means, well, at 6 o'clock this evening, TVJ Sports Network will have their pre-show, their pre-Olympics show. At 7 o'clock this evening, women's 100-meter preliminary round, heats 1 through 3. And then at 7:15, the men's high jump qualifying round, groups A and B. 7:30 this evening, Jamaica time, the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase round 1, heat 1. But in terms of, let's see, there's also at 7:45 the men's discus throw qualifying round, Group A. At 7:47 this evening, the men's 3,000 steeplechase round 1, heats 2 and 3. 8:25 this evening, the women's 800-meter round 1, heats 1 through 6. Looking out for Natoya Gould. She has been working at this for a very long time. Remember meeting her on the campus at Manchester High School, and then caught up with her at the Penn Relays. A warm, wonderful human being. We wish her well in the women's 800. This is round 1, heats 1 to 6. 8:25, starting at 8:25 this evening, Jamaica time. And then we have the men's discus throw qualification, Group B. I believe that will feature Travis Michael, the former Calabar High School champion athlete. That's at 9:20 this evening. And then the men's 400 hurdles, round 1, heats 1 through 5, 9:25 p.m. Followed by the women's 100 round 1. And let's see, it looks like TVJ will be carrying, well, everything will be live on TVJ Sports Network, meaning the Olympics, non-stop. One moment, please.
That's your brother on the street.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:31.
Battling life's storm is never easy. Insurance can be a hassle. Axia Jamaica Limited is your calm within the storm. They partner with you to cover your life the way you envisioned it. Axia Insurance for home, motor, life, property, and more. Forging new partnerships. Axia Jamaica Insurance Agency. Telephone 876-978-5906 or 876-978-4569.
Hey, you see, these days, it's good to get straight to the point. Quick and easy. That's why Western Union gives you another way to receive money straight to your bank account with Western Union's direct-to-bank money transfer. Visit a Western Union agent location and sign up now and tell your family and friends to send your next Western Union money transfer directly to your bank account in Jamaica. It's easy. Visit a Western Union location or call our call center at 876-926-2454. Sign up today to receive a money transfer directly to your bank account with ease with Western Union. Moving money for better.
Contractors and developers, Coast to Coast Quarries is having a 10% sale on all size stones. Coast to Coast Concrete has relocated to 5 Lady Musgrave Road and has opened a new plant at Somerset in Mandeville. So for all your concrete needs, including blocks and marl dust, look no further. Coast to Coast Group of Companies, expanding to serve you better. Call 876-706-3230, 876-754-7472, and 876-904-555527.
It's time for the H&L Agro Emancipendent Sale. From July 28th to August 7th, nice up your yard with up to 40% off select seeds, pesticides, and equipment. Shop in-store or online at hardwareandlumber.com. And when you buy Pelacrum herbicides on July 31st and August 7th, there are surprises just for you. Don't miss the H&L Agro Emancipendent Sale. July 28th to August 7th. Delivery and curbside pickup available. Conditions apply.
Team Jamaica will seek to continue its sporting dominance at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, and Power 106 will be providing a daily roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster from July 26 to August 8. Tune in to hear expert analysis by Maurice Foster and his guests as they dissect the day's activities, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. There'll also be live and delayed coverage of select track and field events. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play is brought to you by the Coast to Coast Group of Companies, 5 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston, LS Duane and Company Limited, The Electrical People, and Lock, Safe and Vault, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston. That's the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM. Tune in to Farm Talk with Althea McKenzie this Friday, July 30 from 5 to 7 a.m. for a virtual broadcast of St. Elizabeth Parish Focus, highlighting the parish's success stories and featuring discussions with stakeholders that will identify solutions to the challenges and issues being faced by citizens of the parish. This broadcast is brought to you by the National Irrigation Commission. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture. The St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation, 58 High Street, Black River, St. Elizabeth, and R&S Household Supplies, Main Street Junction, St. Elizabeth. That's St. Elizabeth Parish Focus during Farm Talk this Friday, July 30, 5 to 7 a.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
We were giving you a rundown of the schedule. Now that the track and field is kicking in at the Olympics, and that's the general area of focus for a lot of us here in Jamaica and the diaspora. We were saying going to the break that TVJ Sports Network is carrying non-stop coverage of the Olympics. Non-stop. It's all about the Olympics. But TVJ will cut away at different times to carry particular events. So, for example, I would imagine this is during the sports report this evening, around 7:45. TVJ will cut away to the men's discus throw qualifying round, Group A. I believe that's because that's the group that Travis Michael is in. Why TVJ will cut away to that for a couple of minutes, and then back to TVJ Sports Network. And from 8:25 p.m. to 11:05 p.m., TVJ will carry live, and it will still be live on TVJ Sports Network, but TVJ will carry live the women's 800 meters round 1, heats 1 through 6, or heat 1 through 6, men's discus throw qualification Group B, men's 400 meter hurdles round 1, heats 1 through 5. The women's 100 round 1, heats 1 through 7. And then they'll have a post show from 11:05 p.m. to midnight. Now, you may or may not want to go to bed at that time because you're going to have to be up early if you hope to catch the other events involving Jamaicans. But outside of the Jamaican athletes, more action will continue on TVJ from midnight onwards into the wee hours of Friday morning. So there will be tennis, men's and women's quarterfinals and semifinals, volleyball, men's preliminary round, Japan versus Poland, diving, women's 3-meter springboard preliminary, and basketball as well will be running. This is the women's preliminary round, Group B, USA versus Japan. Hold on, who beat the USA recently? Who was it? In basketball, yes. Was it China? France. It's France? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. For the first time in about 25 games or something like that. But anyway, also the men's doubles bronze medal and mixed doubles semifinals. So all of those will take place up to 4 at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's why we said you should try and get some sleep between 11:15 and midnight for those who will be bleaching, so to speak, in terms of staying up late, because the activities tomorrow morning start pretty early. There will be a pre-show at 4 o'clock, and that will go until 5. And then at 5:05, we have the women's triple jump qualifying round. Jamaican athletes will be involved in these events we're telling you about now. 5:25 a.m. women's shot put qualifying round. 5:26 a.m. women's 5,000. Well, we're not in that one, not in the women's 5,000 meter round one, but definitely the mixed 4x4 relay round 1 at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And there will be the men's 10,000 final. We don't have an athlete in that one. Then there will be a post-show event from 7 to 8, from 8 to 9. Basketball, women's preliminary round, Group C, China versus Australia. And then it goes right into the weekend, because tomorrow evening, pre-show at 6 o'clock. Then at 7 o'clock, the women's 400 hurdles round 1, heats 1 through 4. At 7:30, the women's discus throw, and Jamaicans are involved in these events. 7:30 tomorrow evening, Friday the 30th, tomorrow evening. And that's the women's discus throw qualifying round, Group A. Then the women's 400 meter hurdles round 1, heat 5. And we'll have athletes in those events we just listed. There will also be the men's pole vault qualifying round. No athlete for us there. Men's 800 meter round 1. We don't have a horse in that race. Other events tomorrow evening, the 30th of July, as far as the Tokyo Olympics are concerned, and you can say are or is. Olympics can take either a singular or plural verb. So the Olympics is or the Olympics are. So let's see now. So the 8:45 p.m. women's 100 hurdles qualifying round, and we have Jamaicans in all of these events tomorrow evening. Make sure you're prepared. Get your popcorn, so to speak, or whatever you have. Maybe some saltfish and flour dumpling, whatever you have to eat. And hopefully you do have something to eat. We don't believe anyone should be going hungry in a country where we tend to waste so much food. No one should go hungry, but yeah, so we hope you'll have something to munch on as you watch tomorrow evening. Well, hoping you have something to watch it on. Hopefully you have somewhere to watch it. We shouldn't take these things for granted. But we really hope, because these events, these activities help to lift our spirit, no matter how downtrodden we are or we believe we are, that we too get a chance to get in on the action. And it can help to lift our spirit, among other things, to inspire us, etc. The women's discus throw qualifying round is tomorrow evening as well. The women's 100 meter hurdles round 1, heats 3 through 5. The men's 100 preliminary round, heats 1 through 4. And all of that will take us up to 10 p.m. And then there's the post show from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then boxing from 11 p.m. to midnight. and so on and so forth. And you're covered. The RGR Gleaner Communications Group has you covered, whether it be the Gleaner with all the pictures, Andre Lowe doing a remarkable job as usual, and Spencer Darlington doing a remarkable job as well in Tokyo, Japan. Extensive coverage on onespotmedia.com and Television Jamaica, I beg your pardon. One Spot Media, TelevisionJamaica.com, Hits 92, TVJ Sports Network, non-stop coverage, TVJ select coverage, or depending on what's happening at any given time. They're TVJ, so they can go to whichever event or events they think will, carries a particular premium, or just because we have an athlete in the event. And then if you miss all of that, as far as the radio is concerned, don't miss the highlights, the roundup in the evening here on Power 106, the Olympics roundup. What time? It's definitely during Power Play, so make sure you catch Power Play every afternoon into evening, and you'll be able to hear the highlights of what you would have missed during the day in terms of coverage of the Tokyo Olympics. Right. So you can't say you didn't know. We have shared with you as much information up to this point. There are other matters coming out of Tokyo with respect to the work rate of certain athletes, the women in particular involved in the 100 and 200 and 400, who would then be involved in the rounds in the relays, the preliminary rounds, because there's some kind of reduction or tightening of the numbers due to COVID-19. Well, we hope that one is worked out. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. The National Irrigation Commission Limited NIC is reminding the public that bathing, swimming, washing of clothes and motor vehicles is prohibited at their canals, dams and reservoirs. In fact, trespassing on the irrigation infrastructure is punishable by law under the Irrigation Act. A message from the National Irrigation Commission Limited. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Contractors and developers, Coast to Coast Quarries is having a 10% sale on all size stones. Coast to Coast Concrete has relocated to 5 Lady Musgrave Road and has opened a new plant at Somerset in Mandeville. So for all your concrete needs, including blocks and mild dust, look no further. Coast to Coast Group of Companies, expanding to serve you better. Call 876-706-3230, 876-754-7472, and 876-904-555527. Team Jamaica will seek to continue its sporting dominance at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. And Power 106 will be providing a daily roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster from July 26 to August 8. Tune in to hear expert analysis by Maurice Foster and his guests as they dissect the day's activities, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. There'll also be live and delayed coverage of select track and field events. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play is brought to you by the Coast to Coast Group of Companies, 5 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston, LS Duane and Company Limited, The Electrical People, and Lock, Safe and Vault, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston. That's the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Our friends from Bermuda have started their weekend, their holiday weekend celebrations as well. They have an event which is called Cup Match, and it is this year because of COVID-19. The game itself will be live broadcast on TV and also streamed on YouTube. The match scheduled for today and tomorrow. St. George's Cricket Club hosting Somerset Cricket Club in a bid to win the trophy this year. But there's a significance to Cup match, it commemorates the most important historical and socio-economic event in Bermuda's 400 plus year old history, which you can Google and read about. It's a significant holiday, which we'd always heard about. And when we were in Bermuda, well, I think we either missed the event. We missed the event by a day or two. I don't remember. So we didn't get to experience it. But it has to do with Bermuda. I think it has something to do with the end of slavery and related matters. And just wanted to share with you a quick piece of that, just to demonstrate how different countries mark that part of their history. The first holiday cup match was renamed Emancipation Day 1999 and continued the tradition of remembering the end of slavery. So this is their way of remembering the end of slavery. So the first holiday cup match was renamed Emancipation Day 1999 and continued the tradition of remembering the end of slavery. The second holiday, Summer's Day, SOMERS, commemorated the arrival of Admiral St. George Somers, who colonized Bermuda in 1609. The two-day holiday, today and tomorrow, became the annual 2 days of cricket for the Cup, the Bermuda Cup match. And that's a bit of the history. It's Cup match is what they call it. Cup match, a public holiday unique to Bermuda, a time in which the community enjoys a 2-day celebration of camping, boating, swimming, and most importantly, cricket. Every year before the start of the Cup match holiday, rival fans can be seen donning their team's colors, red and navy for Somerset, pale blue and dark blue for St. George's, in preparation for the big event. The venue for the game changes yearly, and you can always read more. So hello to the 63,000 people who call Bermuda home. Good afternoon to you. Trust you're enjoying your holiday. We know that Joan and her family in Bermuda are enjoying the holiday. Joan Richardson in Bermuda, hello to you and your husband Willard and your daughter Roxy and your granddaughter Amira. We wish them well. And all the best to your Premier David Burt, who is Jamaican, the Premier of Bermuda. Tiny Beckles is reminding us that this Emancipation weekend is a big weekend in Canada as well, from the standpoint of the let's bring this one up for you. It's especially for those of you in Canada. This weekend, Emancipation weekend, the Jamaican Canadian Association will be hosting a health and wellness clinic for the Black, African, and Caribbean communities. Services include COVID-19 info and vaccine clinic, first and second doses available of the Pfizer and Moderna while supplies last, 12 plus years of age, 12 and up, blood pressure checks, blood glucose testing, COVID-19 testing. Just bring an ID with you. They're making it as barrier free as possible. Just take an ID with you. special commemoration of Emancipation Day, August 1st, from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And this will all take place at the Jamaican Canadian Center at 995 Arrow Road at Finch and Highway 400. Live music, steel pan, drumming, steel pan, that's one. Drumming, that's another form, plus live music. First come, first serve. So that's Saturday the 31st and Sunday the 1st from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they have support from CAFCAN, the Jamaican Canadian Association, of course, CBCA, African Food Basket, BPAO, Black Scientists Task Force on Vaccine Equity, Team Vaccine Delivering Hope, Black Cheek, City of Toronto, and Confronting Anti-Black Racism. All of those organizations joining hands for this weekend's Emancipation Wellness, Health and Wellness Clinic at the Jamaican Canadian Center, 995 Arrow Road at the intersection of Finch and Highway 400. Thank you very much, Miss Tiny Beckles in Toronto, Canada, for that reminder, and we hope it will go well. She says, Angie and I will be volunteering at this vaccination clinic at the Jamaican Canadian Center over the weekend. So we heard from Dr. Sylvanus Thompson, who spent some time here in Jamaica a few days ago. He told us that both of you, Angela and Miss Tiny in Toronto, Canada, will be involved. And no, haven't done that bit of work for you yet, that follow-up, Miss Tiny. We'll try to get that one over with so that you can take it from there. And Joan in Bermuda says, thanks, Sir D. Thanks to you too, Joan, for the reminder of the holiday today in Bermuda. Curtis says, it could be some jerk pork, Sir Malcolm, LOL. What did I miss? Some jerk pork. What was that in relation to now? You have to help me there, Curtis. So many things going through my mind and multitasking, which the experts tell us we can't do, or it's just not possible. So you'll have to tell me what that one is about, Curtis. Let's greet some of the others who are online, and they've been online for a while. Shines for Life Law says, blessed afternoon at Uncle D. Audrey Smith in Southampton in England, tuned in as usual. Welcome. Encouraging everyone to stay safe. We join you in that. Audrey Smith. Jennifer Brooks says, great song in reference to Ernie Smith's Hail the Man. Good afternoon to you, Ernie Smith, wherever you are. Hail the Man, Ernie Smith. Jennifer Stewart from Q Road in Kencott says, good afternoon, Sir Dervan and everyone listening. Welcome, Jennifer. Oliver Masters says, I are so very pleased that Mr. Carver was able to call in yesterday to redeem Rasta people from the prayer female was on the verge of destroying Blackheart and broom-selling man. So sorry, my dear Miss Olive was not able to get her call in. They are my two most favorite callers who are appreciated very much. I do this all in fun, LOL, says Oliver Masters. Claudette Carr Stewart, good afternoon. Dr. Sharon Wiles, greetings to you too. Thank you very much. Where in the world are you, Dr. Wiles? Back in Florida, still in Jamaica, over in Honduras? Maybe you could update us. Alexander Taylor, how refreshing to get a message from you. Good afternoon to you. Trust you're well. All the best. Are you in Toronto, Canada, or are you enjoying Jamaica? Neriga Smart Morgan 7 says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm and listeners. Please wish my biological mother, Edna Witten, a happy birthday today for me. Please from her daughters Neriga, Teriga, Tashiga, Lofia, and Judah. Yeah, that sounds like you're from a musical family. The names are rather musical. Her daughters Neriga, Teriga, Tashiga, Lofia, and Judah, and grand and great grands. Hello to you all. Val Bullen says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Independence, Jamaica. A little premature, but we'll take it. Who knows what tomorrow brings? We'll take it. And to all Jamaicans far and wide, let's show more love for each other. God bless us all. Thank you, Val Bullens, for those words of empowerment. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. I'm giving thanks as usual. Welcome, Cherry Henry, and good afternoon to you. Junior Jabari, welcome. Dr. Sharon Wiles says, you're looking so young and fresh, Sir Dervan. Wish mommy was around to enjoy your program. Yes, we're missing her too. Missing her. Well, good. Thank you very much for keeping the connection, Dr. Sharon Wiles. Junior Jabari says, thanks for that, Dervan. I always wonder if I should use is or are when talking about the Olympics, or both. Yes, indeed. You can use both. Either the Olympics is or the Olympics are. Either is acceptable or accepted. Yes. Norman Hines says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan, Malcolm, and listeners. Here listening straight out of St. Thomas. As usual, welcome, Norman Hines, straight out of St. Thomas. More in a moment.
The Time by Medical Disposables and Supplies Limited, an official distributor of 3M Healthcare Solutions, 83 Hagley Park Road, Kingston 10, is 3 p.m.
Sipa Copper.
Sipa Copper?
Yes, Sipa Copper.
Sipa Copper what?
Sipa Copper Ital Jamaican Moringa tea bags.
Sipa Copper Moringa, turmeric, vervine, neem, and guinea hen wheat tea bags today. Sipa Copper tea is available in supermarkets island-wide. So Sipa Copper today. You'll be happy you did.
Distributed by Caramed Group Limited.
Team Jamaica will seek to continue its sporting dominance at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. And Power 106 will be providing a daily roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster from July 26 to August 8. Tune in to hear expert analysis by Maurice Foster and his guests as they dissect the day's activities, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. There'll also be live and delayed coverage of select track and field events. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play is brought to you by the Coast to Coast Group of Companies, 5 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston, LS Duane and Company Limited, The Electrical People, and Lock, Safe and Vault, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston. That's the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Love, 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 love. Hey, brother, equal man. Hey, sister, shake your hand. It's a brand new day. But what we really want to see is love, 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 love. Love is a love.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Alexander in Toronto, Canada says, I volunteered at the last one at the Jamaican Canadian Association. Good for you, Alexander Taylor. Tiny Beckles says, hello, Alexander. Yes, you did volunteer at the first vaccination clinic. Neville Smith says, New York in the house. Welcome, Neville Smith, and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in New York. Alexander says, I am with Dr. Sharon Wiles here in Florida visiting. Well, look at that. Look at that. That's good to know, Alexander. Sharon Wiles, Dr. Sharon Wiles says, I am back in Florida, Sir Malcolm, preparing for the next mission trip, plus doing some school assignment. Very good, Dr. Sharon Wiles. Tiny Beckles says, doing well and staying safe as always. Good to see you online. Same here, Tiny Beckles. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine. Good afternoon. He tells us it's raining in Glengoff. Stay dry. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine. Alexander says, my friend, Dervan, please send congratulations to Dr. Sharon Wiles on her graduation Saturday as an international chaplain. I'm so very proud of my little sister. We join you in conveying congratulations to Dr. Sharon Wiles. Renee Beckley, it's been a while. Renee Beckley in, where's Renee again? Renee is in, I believe it's Detroit, Michigan. Is it Detroit, Renee? Renee Beckley, Detroit, Michigan. It's been a while since you popped up online. Good to see you. Good to see you. Irene Stanley is on YouTube. Irene says, well, I see Stanley and then I see Spellen, Spellen. Which one is it, Irene? Irene watching from Orlando. Welcome, Irene, and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in Orlando, Florida. When last were we in Orlando? 2014, I believe it was. I think so. That's a long time. We have to change that, right? Let's move to our next segment right now. There's an organization we're about to feature that has been doing a tremendous work for a very, very long time. And the work continues. The work continues. The Jamaica Cancer Society. Jamaica Cancer Society. And I was wondering how the society was managing with COVID-19 and related matters and their fundraising efforts, etc. And we're encouraged that Shulian Brown, Public Relations Officer, is still in the trenches trying to raise funds along with the other members of the team of the Cancer Society to impact the lives of those who are in need. Shulian Brown, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon, Dervan. Good afternoon to your listeners. I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for asking.
Great. Thank you very much for joining us here on both sides of the story. What has been the COVID-19 experience as far as you and the team at the Cancer Society are concerned? What has it been like over these past, 16, 17 months?
17 months. Well, first, thank you for asking. We have had, fortunately, by God's grace, no internal cases of COVID affecting our team members.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit of overmodulation. I wonder if you could either maybe back off a bit from the phone or give us a little more clarity. See if you can help us with the clarity.
Sure. Can you hear me any better?
Yes, better.
So I'm saying that luckily for us, we've been blessed not to have any internal cases here of COVID-19 or we had any positive cases here, because we had closed our clinics for 2 months last year and we resumed screening in June and we have been going on since.
Sorry, the quality is still not what we want it to be. Can you hold the line, please? And we'll have the program assistant work that out. Maybe just hanging up and calling back might make a difference. Let's see how that goes while we wait. But while we wait, listeners, let's share with you the fact that this Saturday, the 31st of July, you're being asked to save the date. The Jamaica Cancer Society will be having a virtual Relay for Life. Those who are familiar with the event, this is the virtual edition, Relay for Life. And the flyer encourages us to join the team of volunteers of the Jamaica Cancer Society as they bring hope from Yard. There'll be an opening ceremony, the Luminaria ceremony, the Purple Party, the closing ceremony. So they tell us it's the same event, same goal, new venue. What's the venue? Zoom, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So even more venues, in a manner of speaking. Right, Shulian?
Right.
So you were telling us, well, thank goodness, as you said, no direct impact in terms of members of your team or those who would have come on your property, etc.
Yes.
But please continue.
For us, we had to modify our operations. We had to scale back on our activities, and as such, we tried our best to keep within the COVID-19 protocols, and the impact that we felt where there was in terms of our donations and funding that we would normally receive, and as well as our fundraising activities, because we were no longer able to host this primary fundraiser that we're having this Saturday, Relay for Life, as we normally would have on a field with companies and several, individuals and our survivors among us. So everything we had last year, we had tried to convert those to virtual again.
Mm-hmm. And how will this work? What do those listening to us who are going, geez, I miss Relay for Life. It's an event I normally support and contribute to. How can I be a part of this virtual edition? What do I need to do?
Well, luckily, it's very easy. So for the click of a finger, we invite persons who are listening and those who are normally Relay for Life supporters, those individuals who would like to assist with the Cancer Society, simply visit our website, jcs.live, click on the lovely pink donate button, and it comes up right in front of you for Relay for Life, and we accept donations online. And I think also, just to take this medium to share with our survivors, those persons who are listening, that of course Relay for Life is for you, as well as to remember those individuals who have lost the fight with this disease. So we ask that you join us on Saturday evenings, this Saturday, July 31st, in the hours of 7 to 9 o'clock, and on our Facebook, on our Instagram, and on our YouTube pages, as well as on our website. Persons can join us and just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Everything has been pre-recorded, so persons wouldn't have to worry. We're not in breach of any protocols or COVID-19 curfews. So there's a matter of people joining us, and just we ask for you to make a small donation. Any dollar value is never refused, because the more we get, no matter how small, it goes a long way in helping us. And Dervan, as I was saying, we have had a very difficult time of it. We have had to make a lot of changes here. We have not been able to do as much in terms of assisting persons. Persons are still being diagnosed with cancer, even though there's a pandemic. Persons are still in need. And we still have people coming to the Cancer Society trying to get their screenings done. The varying tests that we offer for cervical cancer, mammograms, and prostate cancer screening. And persons are still having a very difficult time of even affording the cost of screening here, which is a nominal value. So we still try and help individuals who don't turn persons away. And the fundraisers that we would have assisted us, or normally would have assisted us in offsetting those expenses. So the needs are still there. We are still helping, but we are not offsetting the expenses. So we are hoping that this event turns that around, helps us to be more able to assist persons, as well as to keep the doors open and continue to help as we have been doing.
Can you give us an idea of, or for the benefit of those looking to contribute, how do you manage this fundraiser to maximum effect? What happens to the funds raised, and how do you ensure that you are reaching the most vulnerable, the most needy?
Sure. Well, the funds that we raise here at the Cancer Society, we goes into a greater pool of assisting individuals in terms of those who we normally get letters and persons calling asking for some sort of financial assistance as it relates to treatment expenses for cancer. We also get persons asking us to assist them with getting in touch with overseas entities who can assist in their cancer journey, the treatment aspects of it. We are also providing educational support through the webinars that we have. We do public awareness campaigns. We offer free screening. We do partner with entities shortly, namely National Health Fund, and we offer free screenings right throughout the year. And also, the funds are used to operate our clinics, because of course we have 3 clinics here. We have staff that operate the clinics, and those funds help us to offset the cost of operating the clinics. So the funds come in, they do a lot of work, and they help us in doing the work that we have to do. And, persons can log on to our website. We make it very easy for persons to accept donations. So just go on, to give us donations, rather, just go on to the website. The information is there. The website is jcs.live, and all the follow-up information. We do take persons coming in as well and making cash donations. We do accept donations in kind because we do have survivors who are in need of assistance. It's been very difficult for a lot of our ladies, as well as a lot of persons who are not necessarily members of our Jamaica Reach to Recovery support group. But we understand that there are a lot of challenges. Persons with cancer are at high risk of mortality from COVID-19. So a lot of persons are not going out as they would. Some persons who would normally have a small job as a living helper or as a domestic helper on a daily basis. They're not going out as they would because of the fear of contracting COVID-19. So the risk factors are there, the needs are great, and we need to find ways to bridge those gaps and to help persons who are in dire need.
What can you tell us about well, clearly based on what you just said, the numbers the traffic in and out of the Cancer Society would have dropped during COVID-19?
Significantly so.
Mm-hmm.
Significantly so, which of course impacted our bottom line. In addition to decreased traffic into the clinics, we're looking at decreased donations, etc.
So clearly, this year's Relay for Life will the hope is that it will go a long way in helping you to pick up some of those shortfalls.
That is the hope. And so for this year, especially, we have extended the donation period. We have extended it to the end of December, giving persons the opportunity to donate. And for those persons who would like to give more than once, the opportunity is there. We also have fundraising activities that we have implemented this year to offset and to kind of balance out the fact that we know in terms of team registration, team donation, and sponsorship, that would be on the decline. So we have added to that a 5K, a virtual 5K.
Hold on. Tell us some more about the virtual 5K in just a moment. Listeners, our guest is Shulian Brown. She's Public Relations Officer at the Jamaica Cancer Society. She's been giving us a preview of the Jamaica Cancer Society's virtual Relay for Life.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Team Jamaica will seek to continue its sporting dominance at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. And Power 106 will be providing a daily roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster from July 26 to August 8. Tune in to hear expert analysis by Maurice Foster and his guests as they dissect the day's activities, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. There'll also be live and delayed coverage of select track and field events. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play is brought to you by the Coast to Coast Group of Companies, 5 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston, LS Duane and Company Limited, The Electrical People, and Lock, Safe and Vault, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston. That's the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Love, 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 love.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Shulian Brown, the Public Relations Officer of the Jamaica Cancer Society, has been giving us some insights into the impact of COVID-19 on the life-saving, life-changing efforts of the Jamaica Cancer Society, and putting out there this reminder that the Jamaica Cancer Society is still there. The Jamaica Cancer Society is still in the service of those who are most in need as far as care is concerned, care, treatment, support, not just of a monetary nature, but support of in terms of the extent to which those who are in need of comfort, counseling, a sense of you're not alone. That's the idea. But in all of this, it still takes cash to care. And so the Jamaica Cancer Society, they have taken a hit in terms of the usual funds and contributions that would come into the organization. And here we are joining the Jamaica Cancer Society in encouraging as many of us as possible to participate and to make our contribution to the Jamaica Cancer Society's virtual Relay for Life. The date is Saturday, the 31st of July, yes, the eve of Emancipation Day. And it should be a liberating experience knowing that we're contributing to the betterment of our people. And going to the break, Shirley Brown, you were telling us about a virtual 5K.
Virtual 5K, run, walk, and roll. So the event is open for the next 2 months, ends on September 30th. And we ask persons for a donation of $1,500. It's a 5K that you do at your own pace. We have partnered with Becca Sports, so persons will get their time. And those persons who wish to register can also visit our website. The information is there. JCS.live, you register, the information comes up to you, and you get your bib. And this is all all electronic. You get your electronic bib, your name is on the bib, and so is your number. You do your 5K, you can walk, you can run. We have also have it open to our Special Olympians as well, and those persons who are physically challenged and are wheelchair bound, they also can participate. And we ask persons to join us. Do it as a family, do it as a group of friends, do it as a corporate entity, do it as a church group, youth group, whatever it is, however you choose to do it. And you just sign up, make a small donation of $1,500, and you'll get your time. And at the end of your 5K, you'll get your certificate that outlines that you have completed it, and your time is X, Y, or Z.
Are there particular individuals, institutions, organizations, partners on board that you'd like to mention or highlight or express gratitude to?
Well, certainly. Last year we had tried to raise this event from the course of the grasp of COVID-19, and we weren't able to do that. We were hit with certain things that just really set us back. And so we had our partners on board with us last year. We had Sagicor Foundation, we had Progressive Grocers, we had a few media houses, School FM, etc., who supported us, and we just want to thank them so much for being there with us, and again with us for 2021, and just to say to all Jamaicans, and of course our survivors and our hardworking team here, and our hardworking team of Relief for Life volunteers, that this is just a challenge for us. We're going to do our best to make our target. We actually have set a target. We have extended the fundraising period in the hope of raising that target, and hope that the persons who are listening are able to assist us in some way with ask for small donations. They ask for big donations. We just ask persons to bear in mind that we are here. Cancer Society remains open to assist persons, and as you said, Dervan, to provide not just financial support, but in terms of emotional support. So many persons still, even though, as I said before, there is a global pandemic, and it seems to be something that is here to stay with us for some time, persons are still being diagnosed with cancer, and it's most unfortunate, but that's just where we are at this time in the world, and we still stand ready to lend our assistance to persons. We are here, persons can call us who are in need of any type of counseling support. All of that is a free service that we offer, and we just want to also extend ourselves to persons who are listening out there, persons who you know you are a survivor, you know of a survivor. We'd love to have our survivors listing updated with more people calling us and just share with us and telling us your stories, giving us the opportunity to talk to you, know that you are there, and just become a part of the larger Jamaica Cancer Society family.
And for those who would have lost loved ones and want to memorialize these family members, what is usually involved in that process? How easy is it for a family member or a family to set up a memorial fund which would then go to the Cancer Society?
It's very easy. Persons who are interested in doing that can just reach out to me, Shirley Brown, here at the Jamaica Cancer Society at 927-4265, and we will just walk you through the process. Very simple. You just send us a letter, give us a call, tell us that you want to do something on behalf of your family member. We normally establish grant accounts to accommodate that, and we speak to the family members and say to them, most persons want to assist persons with treatment, persons with screening, probably the purchase, or assist persons with purchasing prosthesis and bras, etc. That is something that we always do, sit with the family members to just get their directives as to how they'd like those funds to be spent. And of course, a Relay for Life, we normally have these lovely luminaria bags in honor of someone who's a survivor and in memory of someone who has lost the fight to the disease. As of a $350 donation, this year we're going to have a virtual Relay for Life ceremony. Persons' names will be written up on the respective bags, and they are put in as a part of the luminaria ceremony, as we would customarily do when the bags are lit at the varying venues that we would have at the Police Officers Club or at UTEC. And the lights are dimmed and those bags are lit. Very poignant ceremony, very important part of Relay for Life. The real reason why we're there to relay, which is to just bring focus and just realize that and to honor, remember these persons. And that is what we're doing again this year, but only that is being done virtually.
Right. Now, I notice you'll be on Zoom, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. How do we find you on those platforms? Just type Jamaica Cancer Society.
That's correct.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward. And the number once again, for those who want to maybe call to speak with you or any other member of the team at the Jamaica Cancer Society.
The number 927-4265.
927-4265.
Yes.
Well, we don't have to wait until Saturday the 31st to sign up, to go online and do what needs to be done to be a part of this virtual edition of Relay for Life, do we?
No, you don't. As a matter of fact, everything is ready. Click up a button on our website. We also have a virtual games evening, same Saturday starting at 5 o'clock. Those young persons who are gamers and those not so young persons who are gamers can participate in that activity. Click on our website, jcs.life. The information is there for registration. We only ask for a small donation of $500.
Well, we really hope you get the support that you need. We stand ready to continue our support of the work of the Jamaica Cancer Society. Well done to you and the team, Shirley Brown.
Thank you so much, Dervan. Thank you so much for 106, always supporting our cause, always being our partners, always being there and willing to assist us.
Well, you know what we always say, you're the ones doing the heavy lifting. We are privileged to be able to share your work with Jamaica and the rest of the world. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Shirley Brown, Public Relations Officer at the Jamaica Cancer Society, giving us a preview of the Society's virtual Relay for Life, taking place this Saturday, the eve of Emancipation Day. And let's take a note. Here's a reminder, and it should bring a smile on the faces of so many people, those who look forward to a break, that because Emancipation Day falls on a Sunday this year, it means you get the Monday. We get the Monday off. How about that? So the holiday is observed on the first is Emancipation Day, but in terms of the holiday itself, Monday, the 2nd, is the actual holiday. So you get an extra day. So your weekend starts tomorrow, and you go back to work on Tuesday, depending on the nature of your work. Some of us work Emancipation Day or no Emancipation Day, we still have to work. So, but essentially, that Monday is a public holiday. That's the day to mark Emancipation Day. Although the actual day, as we know, is the 1st, but because the 1st falls on a Sunday, we get the Monday as well. So bear that in mind. So your weekend will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, your holiday weekend, and then back at work, if that's your situation, on Tuesday. For those who have to work through it all, we want to send you some strength and some energy that you can have a very, very useful time doing what you would normally do over that holiday weekend. So bear these things in mind. As we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text message, but also your voice note, your WhatsApp message, and you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Curtis is clarifying his comments made earlier on YouTube when he said it could be some jerk pork, Sir Malcolm, LOL. He says, I'm saying I will leave the peanut for Ras Balance and I will eat jerk pork and watch TV. Well, whatever you can find to munch on while we watch our athletes participate and compete in the Tokyo Olympics, so be it. Enjoy. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. I want to know, what is the IMF doing to help middle-income islands like Jamaica to wipe off our debts, to help its population in a never seen in my lifetime COVID-19 pandemic? Just curious. Well, the IMF has reached out to Jamaica, as it has to all those who are a part of the organization in terms of membership to the organization and their drawing rights in terms of the amount of money that they can use as security, for want of a more sophisticated term, or to be used immediately for COVID-19 related matters, etc. That is happening. More in a moment.
You contribute directly to Jamaica's national development when you pay your customs duties. Let's all do our part in keeping the wheels of our economy turning. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30.
But wait, look at this, Vincent.
No.
Look on the paper how it lick a bit and wingy like marble. This can't fail.
You know, so the old mite them we cause it, them attack the leaves of the plant, so the fruit can't get to grow proper.
So what the other farmers can use so the pepper them come big and pretty like your own?
Well, is new mectin what me use still, you know. What eco-friendly biological pesticide. With this product, the mite them can't touch my field.
For real?
Yeah, man. It environmentally friendly. It deal with the mite them proper, and it don't leave no residue after application. It good for the crop. It good for the environment. And guess what? It good for my pocket too.
Me I go spread the word about this product to the rest of the farmers. New mectin, you say?
Yeah, man.
Get your eco-friendly new mectin pesticide at your local hyper dealer today.
The spitting of the bell is just too good to ignore. You say, hey, my man.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Irene Stanley in Orlando, Florida, confirms that Spellin is her married name. So it's Irene Stanley Spellin. Hello to you, Mrs. Stanley Spellin. Taki Lemqua says, bless up on the downside of the afternoon, Dervan, and all on board. Greetings to you too, Taki Lemqua on YouTube. Also on YouTube, Lynn Bailey says, hi, Dervan and listeners. Pleasant afternoon. Looking forward to the weekend, as I will be celebrating my birthday on August 2. Happy birthday when it comes, Lynn Bailey. All the very best to you. Renee Beckley confirms that she's actually in Pontiac, Michigan. Like the name of the car, Pontiac, the vehicle. Yes, that's the idea. That's Michigan is the place when it comes on to motor vehicle manufacturing in the United States. Renee Beckley in Pontiac, Michigan. Good to hear from you. Thank you very much for staying in touch. Dave McLaughlin is in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Good to have you on board, Dave. Thank you very much for tuning in. And hello to all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Good to have you join us. As we continue to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship in the spirit of entrepreneurship, we are. Oh, who's this? Who's this? Deron. Educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. And in the spirit of entrepreneurship, let's say hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Bonito.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm doing good.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us here. 6 FM.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
We're anxious to learn of virtual reality art, where you can, well, you know what? You know what it is, so explain. But some background to you in terms of your where your career path has taken you to this point. Are you where you planned to be, or did it just happen?
No, I mean, this is where I wanted to be. But in your life's journey, you tend to go around. But yeah, I am heading in the direction for my overall life goal. So this is the direction that I want to be in, and this is the direction I'm headed.
Well, how did you come to this point, to make the conscious decision that this is it? What was the trigger? Who inspired you? Where did you draw the energy from that would allow you to be able to do what you're doing now?
Well, in terms of art, I've always loved art. It's really a God-given talent. My mother, my family, they really encouraged me from I was really young to follow it and just keep doing it. And really, over time, I've had some teachers, some mentors in my life that at points where I couldn't really see it, they really guided me to perfect this. But in terms of art and what I'm doing which fuses the culture and technology and everything else, it's something that I've always wanted to do. I draw a lot of inspiration from the culture, from Jamaican culture, because it's really what we live and what we see. And I think one thing is because we live in it, we tend to not recognize the power of it, or just the reach of dancehall, or just Jamaican pop culture in general. So it's really just stopping and looking around me and seeing all the different elements around me that really inspired a lot of my work.
Right. Well, bring it home a little closer for those who can't see it. Help us to visualize. Yes, the nature and extent of your art.
Well, it's something that you really have to see for yourself. So everybody listening, you can go to dondadaja.com to view my work.
That sounds like Supercat's website.
That's DONDADAJA. So DONDADAJA.com. And you can view the pieces, but all the pieces are inspired by dancehall culture, every aspect of the culture. They're very textured. You when you look at them, you see Jamaica, and then they're also augmented reality in the sense that all the pieces have a QR code in them. So once you hold up your phone to it, and you can try this on the website, your phone will automatically pick up the QR code. And from there, it's a really automatic process. Like it will walk you through how to view. So you pick up the code.
Oh, nice! I'm doing it. Goodness.
You're doing it. Yeah. It's really quick, And for the exhibition itself, that was last week, all the pieces were displayed at large scale, so like 5 to 6 feet. And at that size, it's human size. It's life size, and you can really walk through the painting. You can view it from different angles. So online, you can still get some of that experience, but seeing it in person, it's his real own.
Oh, this
immersive
is
experience.
exciting. I'm whoa, look at the effect. This is like 3D.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
The painting literally comes to life in front of you.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So how do I get, how do you benefit from this? What do you do? Do you sell the link or something? How does this work?
All right. So if somebody wants to own one of these paintings, you can. Currently, I'm having a flash sale on foam core prints. So you can get a foam core print by just ordering online. I offer free delivery island wide. So literally, you can just purchase online. But for me, it's really about pushing the culture forward, because I haven't seen anything like this, and it's really for me to innovate with the space, because there's so much in dancehall culture. There's so much potential here, So it's really about innovating with the space and just moving the space forward.
So you've said dancehall a few times. How do you avoid being, or how do you reconcile the need to capture that space and that which occupies that space with the need not to become stereotypical or one dimensional, etc. Just explain that for us.
I don't think I don't properly understand.
In the sense that you've been talking about dancehall.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're saying how in terms of how my work will evolve, in the sense that it will just be dancehall?
Right. How do you? Yeah.
No, dancehall is there's a lot to dancehall in itself, because dancehall is Jamaican popular culture.
Right.
It's not just the music that makes it dancehall. It's the lifestyle. It's how we live. It's how we carry ourselves. It's our experiences. It's something authentic about us as Jamaicans. Dancehall is just a popular version of it, But there is.
So I'm just really asking if you're going to stay in that space. If you see, or how do you avoid being stereotyped? That as opposed to. Sorry, go ahead.
It's art, and with it being artistic, that opens up the door for my creativity to really just do whatever I want or whatever I can imagine with it. So I don't think it's a case where I'll necessarily be pigeonholed as a dancehall creative.
Mm-hmm.
You get me?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because there's a lot that I can do with it, especially when you're fusing the tech with the culture like I'm doing. So it really opens up whole new doors.
Yeah. Right. So how do I? What's the general approach? Because I see you have shop collection. On your website here. And you're having your flash sale. So you say get your own personal foam core print from the limited edition Paper Planes collection. Spell that out for us, please.
So the name of the collection is called Paper Planes, and the reason why it's called Paper Planes is because once you're viewing the work, the augmented reality, it's thin plane, so you really can just see through it. And then also it's a play on the plane that crashed the other day, because that was a big buzz in the culture.
Oh, that's the one in Clarendon?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's an artwork that's inspired by that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, what was the question? Remind me, I'm sorry.
So I'm just wondering, how do I, if I purchase, what am I buying, and how do I show it off to the world?
So the amazing thing about it is what you're purchasing is an artwork. Mm-hmm. So it has its own artistic value. And then because it also infuses augmented reality technology, so it's really, really cool, and it's an amazing thing that you can show off to anybody that comes over. So think of it in the sense that you're buying art, all right, and you put it up on your wall. If somebody comes over, it's a statement piece because it really represents the culture.
Mm-hmm.
You're having your conversations about it. And then you say, hey, you want to see it in augmented reality? Open your camera. Yes. Literally, all you have to do is just go in your phone like you've seen and open your camera and then hold it up. And the rest is automatic, Yeah. So it's another layer of experience. And it's very immersive at a large scale.
How much research have you done to determine whether there are many others doing what you are doing. Have you been able to get a sense of how unique your art form is?
Well, there are a couple of people doing augmented reality art, but there's a handful of people that's doing it through Instagram's platform, right? And there's really not many people doing it like this in the world, more so the Caribbean. So it's really first of its kind on this level. So it's really made it to have a mass appeal, right? And the entire collection itself took me 2 years to create. So this is something I've been working on from about February 2019.
So how have you been earning over those 2 years? If you're busy working on this, or is this a side job for you then, or just your passion?
It's my passion. It's something that I genuinely love. Like I said, I've been doing art since I know myself. You know, it's something that I really can't get away from. It's my creative outlet, and you know, as creatives, that we need that form of expression. But yeah, this is something took me 2 years. There's really not many people doing it on this level, or work like this. And the plan is really to build on it further, to take it overseas and have shows in places where the diaspora is heavy. So Miami, Toronto, London, New York, you know, and really just export the show and the culture, because this is really another way for people to engage with the culture and see it in a new light.
Yes. And what kind of take-up have you been getting? How have members of the public exposed to your work responded?
Well, the response so far has been amazing. So the show, the exhibit itself lasted for a week. That was all of last week. And because of COVID, we had to do an RSVP thing just to, you know, control the space a little bit. But even in that, like, the slots for the first day were fully booked in like a couple of hours. You know, like, people were really excited about it. They wanted to know more. They wanted to experience it for themselves and see what it's like.
One moment, Benito.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
It's the summertime, and not only are our kids home, but with online school being mostly over, they are home and bored. But Bashco has great items to keep the kids busy while they are on summer vacation.
We have flashcards, activity books, coloring books, and great arts and crafts supplies to fit every need. And of course, toys! Yes, toys for girls and boys for both indoor and outdoor fun. So stop in and get what you and your kids need.
At Bashco, at 3 years, giving you more.
It's time for the H&L Agro Emancipendent Sale. From July 28th to August 7th, nice up your yard with up to 40% off select seeds, pesticides, and equipment. Shop in-store or online at hardwareandlumber.com. And when you buy Pilacrum herbicides on July 31st and August 7th, there are surprises just for you. Don't miss the H&L Agro Emancipendent Sale. July 28th to August 7th. Delivery and curbside pickup available. Conditions apply.
When love is the song. Whoa, hey, man, that's your brother on the street. You say, hey, man, every time we meet. Whoa, hey, brother, equal man. Hey, sister, shake your hand. It's a brand new day. And we can say it anyway. But what we really want to say is love, 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 love. Hey, man.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Bonito Thompson has been sharing with us a fascinating development as far as art is concerned. I've never seen anything like this before. He told us he had been working on it for about 2 years, just putting it together, and he is having a flash sale. And if you want to learn more, you can go to dondada.com. So that's DONDADA.com, and you can see exactly what we're talking about. Now you talk about on your website free home delivery, etc. Now again, I'm asking the question: what are you delivering? Is it?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Just real quick, the website is actually Don Dada JA.
Oh, JA, important.
Yeah,
DonDadaJA.com. DonDadaJA.com.
So DonDadaJA.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So forgive me, but I'm still in the old world of canvas, etc. So are you delivering a painting on canvas with the QR code that you can scan and do fancy things with?
Well, the painting that you're getting is on foam core. So foam core is a lightweight material. It's kind of similar to cardboard in a way, but think of like tightly packed styrofoam. So it's an amazing way to display art prints. So the pieces would be finished and they look clean same way. And that is just for the flash sales where you get it on foam core. But I do also offer canvas print. So for anyone who wants a more traditional finish, right, you can either get the canvas itself or you can have it framed. I offer framing for canvas print. So yeah, you have options, you know?
Yes, understood. Right. So now how long will this sale go for?
Well, it's supposed to end on Friday, tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so it runs up until tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Yeah. And how have the calls and the interest in deliveries going?
The response so far, well, first let me say this is the first time I having a sale like this.
Yeah.
But the response so far has been really good. I'm enjoying it. Like people are showing support. You know?
That's good. So you've been making money then?
Yeah, I have an income, so that's good.
And this, as far as you're concerned, this is what will continue to bring home the bacon, or are there plans to diversify, expand, or otherwise?
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
No, there are plans to diversify, right? Making art is my core.
Yeah.
But again, with a technology like this, it really opens the door. So for anybody in the marketing space, like, it would be amazing. We can do the things that we can do are endless. We can do augmented reality billboards, augmented reality product label designs, like augmented reality T-shirts. You know, even for the entertainment space, imagine like a full-on we call it photo op area that's augmented reality that people can interact with. You know, the applications for the technology itself, it's immense. You know,
where did you acquire this particular skill as far as augmented reality is concerned? If you care to tell us.
It really came through doing my research, watching a lot of YouTube tutorials, and from there, then you really start to find out what the rest of the world is doing and where it's going and how people are innovating. You know, and through that, I found out different apps that would give me the option to do what I want. And it's really just downloading the apps and just experimenting with them, seeing how they work. Like I said, there are a bunch of tutorials online that can teach you. And it's really just a self-taught process.
How have your family members responded to this passion of yours?
Well, like I say, it's something they've been encouraging in me since I was extremely young. But right now, they're extremely proud of me. They're really, really excited for what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, we really want to wish you well. We're impressed at your creativity, and it's different. We're living in an age now where the straight line is not going to. Oops, we lost him. Let's try and reconnect. But it's the environment is more dynamic. There are new ways of integrating technology with reality and augmenting reality. And it just means that you would have piqued the interests of people who perhaps under normal circumstances would not have had an interest. But because of how you've used the technology, you've integrated the technology with with your works of art, it becomes all the more arresting, eye catching, etc. And we really want to wish you all the best, because you are doing it, you're making it, and we have no doubt that the success will get even greater going forward. So is it a one-man operation so far?
No, I have a small team around me that's helping with everything, because this is not something that I can really do on my own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. So it looks like you're going to have to create a solution for the cell phone and the technology. You need to help the telecoms companies to augment their reality in that regard. Let's try to reconnect once again. But listeners, if you're just tuning in, it's Both Sides of the Story on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We are continuing our mission to empower, enlighten, educate, and encourage entrepreneurship. And here is a budding entrepreneur who's already making it and doing well, Bonito Thompson. And his art is augmented reality art, where you can own a physical piece of art, work of art, a painting, and then you just get your phone, and it's a lovely conversation piece. You know, you have somebody over or a couple of guests over, and you get your phone and you put it in camera mode or some other QR code mode, and each painting has a QR code. So once you scan it, you actually bring the painting to life.
Yes, you really do.
Yeah, it really is fascinating. And in terms of the price, I usually wonder about these technologies and how you go about pricing. You check the international trends, or you look at the cost of the material and what you have to put together, and you do your calculations. How do you ensure that you are not pricing yourself out of the market, as opposed to coming in at a level where people, the spend is in concert with the quality of the work?
I get you. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both, looking at the cost for production, the cost for delivery, and then it's also looking at what the industry standard is, and from there you really start to figure out what your pricing will be. Another thing that I take into consideration is the demographic that I'm going for, right? So that's why I have 2 tiers of products. So you can get the foam core, which is more accessible. It's an easier in, and it's way more affordable, as opposed to a canvas print that is more traditional, and it's a better quality finish, and it's a more presentable finish as well, and it's a longer lasting product as well. So it's, in terms of pricing, you really have to do your research to start, and then create products for the different demographics that you're trying to reach.
And where does the inspiration come from? Because it's one, you're going to have to keep producing, coming up with new ideas, etc. Do you have a way, or is of coming up with these ideas, or of inspiring and motivating yourself, or is it just happenstance?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Inspiration can really come from anywhere. So there'll be times where I'm like watching a music video or I just on the road and I see a quick frame or a picture or something that my brain just starts to connect the dots with it. What I also do just to keep the inspiration going is like I will create mood boards. So I use Pinterest a lot. So I create a bunch of different mood boards of different topics or just different things, or just I'll have a mood board just for dancehall or just Jamaican life or whatever aspect, and I'll just pin a bunch of different references there. So if it's a case where the inspiration isn't flowing, but I still need to make work, I have something to fall back on, you know? So it's a way where you kind of have to make it, yeah, you kind of have to streamline the work in a way. Sometimes what I'll also do is like an idea will come to my mind, just a concept, and I'll just write that down and put it somewhere where I'll see it every day. So whenever I pass it, then I'll get more ideas to build it out further. You know,
what's the potential for capturing for much longer than it takes to hold your phone and watch it? Capturing this live action, this augmented reality, and having it in a picture frame, for argument's sake. I'm sure you know we have the frames now where the pictures are more digital in terms of moving from one picture to another. I'm just wondering if you're looking that far ahead for those who would want this augmented reality to be more lasting rather than just for a moment with your phone watching it.
I'm glad you actually mentioned that, because I have another collection to release. It's already done. I'm just working on the production of it. But essentially, how there's another form of there's another way to display your work where it's more interactive in the sense that you ever hear somebody say like, is that the painting following you?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's something like that, in a way that I'll do a large scale artwork, and then when you move along with it or you walk along the side or whatever, the painting will change depending on where you are standing.
Yes.
You know, so it's that way. So the painting still has life, even though it's a still canvas.
Right.
But once you interact with it, once you walk along it, walk beside it, or whichever, it will move.
Oh, that's exciting. Could be spooky too. One moment. Let's come back and wrap in just a moment.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Team Jamaica will seek to continue its sporting dominance at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. And Power 106 will be providing a daily roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster from July 26 to August 8. Tune in to hear expert analysis by Maurice Foster and his guests as they dissect the day's activities, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. There'll also be live and delayed coverage of select track and field events. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play is brought to you by the Coast to Coast Group of Companies, 5 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston, LS Duane and Company Limited, The Electrical People, and Lock, Safe and Vault, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston. That's the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster, Monday to Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Hey, brother, equal man. Hey, sister, shake your hand. It's a brand new day. We can say it anyway.
There's a flash sale on, and you're invited to check it out. DonDadaJA.com. DonDadaJA.com. And the genius behind it is online with us. He is Bonito Thompson, and he has been telling us all about this integration of technology with reality and technology augmenting reality. So you have that physical piece, art piece, but by virtue of the built-in QR code, once you scan that, the painting comes alive. And he was just talking before the break about taking it to another level where the painting becomes even more interactive. There's some motion sensor perhaps as you pass, and you get a feeling that the painting is changing and you see it changing, etc. It sounds like you're already there, but it's just a matter of timing the release, Bonito.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of time. Because my next three exhibitions separate from Bandara are already planned. So this is really just the beginning of it.
You're obviously not wasting any time. As we wrap, please remind us how we can follow your work, what we need to do if we want to take advantage of the flash sale, and whether we, if for those who perhaps would want something of a personalized nature, do you do that as well?
Yeah, I offer commissions, but from there it's really dependent on the concept and the size. But if you want a commission, you can reach out. My Instagram is Don Dada JA, just as the website, DONDADAJA. All my socials are there. Just for the website as well, you can contact me through there. So dandadaja.com, and then in the menu bar you'll see a contact. So you can message me through there as well, and we can stay in touch.
Sounds good. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on both sides of the story, Bonito Thompson. Your story and your work combined, very fascinating, and we know there's only one way for you from henceforth, and it's onward and upward. Keep doing what you're doing. Well done.
Thank you.
All the best. Take care. Bonito Thompson, more than just a fine artist, he is an augmented reality artist. He is an entrepreneur. This is something he had been working on for some time, and to be able to bring it to fruition. Yes, he has a team, as he says, and this is how young people now more than ever are creating their own opportunities. Gone are the days when you would go to school and you get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 CSEC or CAPE subjects, or back in my time CXC, and you go look a job, or send out resumes, etc. These young people are not waiting around. They're not wasting time. They are tapping into their talents, their skills, their passion, and running with it, hitting the ground running, and using the technology to good effect, and in enhancing their reach beyond the shores of Jamaica. Remarkable work. Well done, Bonito Thompson. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. And here's a message from Dervan Lewis. Oh, that's one of the names I used to be called as a child. Actually, the pet name is Darren, from the TV show Bewitched. That's how that came about. But people would pronounce the name however they felt like pronouncing it. So Darren would become Derron, and everything else, and Dyron, etc. Right. So hello to Dervan Lewis. Thank you very much for tuning in. Greetings to you too, and all the very best. Good to have you on board Both Sides of the Story here on Power 106 FM. Lynn Bailey says, thank you for the wishes. Beresford Henriquez says, hail up, Brother Dervan. Good song choice. I like Bonito's vibes. His mind is muy bonito. Yes, indeed. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Indeed. Beresford, thank you very much for your messages on YouTube. Let's continue on Facebook Live. Olga Hollingshead, we hear you have been doing some very good work behind the scenes, Olga Hollingshead. All the best to you. She says, good evening, Sir Malcolm. Good afternoon to you, Olga Hollingshead. Blessings to you and all your diaspora listening family and friends. Sunny here in Miami. Had rain earlier in the day. Peace and love. Have a great evening. Great afternoon to you too, Olga Hollingshead. And thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Velta Wilson, welcome. Good to have you on board. And Dave McLaughlin is still with us. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Let's do a quick roundup for you, as we like to do, for those who haven't been able to follow the news of the day. Let's survey the news platforms and see what's happening. The Gleaner on their website reporting that a 55-year-old woman died in a suspected arson attack on her house on West Avenue in Kingston this morning. It's the second firebombing in 48 hours in Kingston Gardens in the strife-torn political constituency of Central Kingston. Today's attack at West Avenue is located meters from the building that was razed by gunmen on Tuesday. A police investigator who spoke on condition of anonymity, meaning on the condition that his or her name would not be called. When you hear that word anonymity or anonymous, yes, in this case, anonymity, they just mean that the person who gave them the information did so on condition that they would not call his or her name. That's what anonymity means. The assault reportedly began about 3 o'clock this morning. Police reached the scene of the fire at 4:10, with the fire brigade arriving moments after. Residents of Conrad Lane, which runs parallel to West Avenue, reported hearing a barrage of gunfire Wednesday night. The police said the shootings began around 7 p.m. Surely, you know what I saw yesterday? I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 helicopters. Where was I standing and looking at the 5 helicopters? Where was I? Yesterday, 5 helicopters. And I was thinking, well, we seem to have some assets, some airbound assets. And I'm just wondering if I don't know how fast they are, but if we couldn't bring some of those to bear on effectively tracking people who would have committed crimes and are using these using the getaway vehicles. I'm just wondering, because we seem to have those assets. 5 helicopters, I think I counted, maybe 6 yesterday. And I'm just wondering if we can't be more coordinated. Once, I think we've been through this already, in terms of the gunshot, the gunshot spotters or the shot spotters. These devices that you put up, they can identify gunshots. So once a shot is fired, a signal is sent, and it ultimately gets to the police at a central point, and then immediately, you know, the old thing about calling all cars. So depending on the area, which is why we should have, and I hope we do, a digital map of Jamaica, so that when you send that out, the digital map maps all the ins and outs of the particular area, and then you would now need the units to support that kind of operation, so that the person would essentially be trapped at some point. If you lock off the east, lock off the west, lock off the north and the south, and you have cover up above, and possibly some other assets to assist. But maybe we're not there yet. We hope one of these days. So that's the story that the Gleaner is leading with on its website at this time. Woman killed in suspected arson attack. Taxi operator arrested after bludgeoning another in Manchester. What violence! The word there, bludgeoning, is loaded. It speaks of some serious battering. A Mandeville taxi operator has been arrested for bludgeoning another with what appeared to be a baseball bat just outside the gates of the Mandeville Regional Hospital. How more vicious can we get? He then attempted to drive over the injured cabbie. Oh, the taxi operators reportedly had a dispute over a passenger. But of course, have you ever seen them on the roads in terms of jostling and jockeying for pride of place, in terms of who leaves the transport center or the park or the area, the pickup point, and fighting over passengers? Oh, no, we know things are. It's the spirit in which we selected this afternoon's piece, which is the Optimist Creed, and the words, the song from Ernie Smith. It's just a reminder that people need people, and we're all a part of the family of human beings and the family of Jamaicans. And if we could just, I don't know, it just seems we keep driving wedges between us as opposed to opening arms. But we still have to try. We can't give up. Those of us who know better, let's just continue to do better.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. Team Jamaica will seek to continue its sporting dominance at the Olympics Games Tokyo 2020, and Power 106 FM will be providing a daily roundup during Power Play from July 26 to August 8. Tune in to hear expert analysis by the Power Play team as they dissect the day's activities, Mondays to Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. There'll also be live and delayed coverage of select track and field events. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play is brought to you by the Coast to Coast Group of Companies, 5 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston, Alice Duane Company Limited, The Electrical People, and Lock Safe and Vault, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston. That's the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster, Mondays to Fridays, 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Que hora es en español? Son las 4:16. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:16. 现在几点了？4点10分. 16 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? And good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Yes, we know you're enjoying the summer break. In fact, some of you have been attending summer school, and those classes come to an end, as I understand it, tomorrow. Having said that, trust you have had a productive time of learning. And we hope you also have been able to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Those of you still sitting CSEC and CAPE exams, we hope you get the results that you work for. Nothing more, nothing less. And yes, young people, even though school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Let's continue to bring you up to speed with some of the new developments. $400 million infrastructure repair program for St. Anne, we're told. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation will be undertaking repairs to road infrastructure in St. Anne at an estimated cost of more than $400 million. We have taken note of the repair for the 100th time of the Trinidad Terrace Knutsford Boulevard intersection, which we have been told year in, year out that a solution had been found. And we keep throwing away money at that intersection. We have made a note of the date. We noticed the paving, the completed works at the intersection of Knutsford Boulevard and Trinidad Terrace would have occurred either Monday or Tuesday of this week. And I say Monday or Tuesday because of the times I traveled in that area when the road was still in a state of disrepair and when it was eventually repaired. So we have made a note of the date, National Works Agency. We have made a note of the date on which you repaired Trinidad Terrace, Knutsford Boulevard intersection. Let us see how long the repair work will last this time. Because we've been wasting too much money at that intersection and no doubt other intersections and other roadways. Wasting money. World pledges $4 billion in push to repair COVID's education damage. This story started the day and is still doing the rounds. International governments and companies have pledged more than $4 billion to educate 175 million children around the world and prevent a generation's chances of being blighted by the coronavirus pandemic. The commitments came today at a conference in London hosted by Britain, Kenya, and funding organization, the Global Partnership for Education. The former Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard, who chairs the partnership, said the donations put it on track to meet its goal of raising $5 billion over the next 5 years. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who addressed the conference alongside Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, has made girls' education a flagship project of his conservative government and is pushing to get 40 million more girls in school around the world by 2026. Hopefully there's a component of the program of keeping not only our girls but our boys in school. Would like to think that's a goal that is worth achieving as well. How about that? It's one thing to get them into school. It's another thing to keep them there. Here's a story. The Gleaner just updated their website, and this one coming out of Israel. Israel's prime minister today announced that the country would offer a coronavirus booster to people over 60 who have already been vaccinated. The announcement by Naftali Bennett makes Israel, which launched one of the world's most successful vaccination drives earlier this year, the first country to offer a third dose of a Western vaccine to its citizens on a wide scale. So how should we read that? Well, my late mother would say, "An asopna go, asopna come." So let's see what comes out of that and whether other countries will follow Israel's move. We'll see about that. And here we go again. When it's not one thing, it's another. Jamaica on high alert due to outbreak of African swine fever in the Dominican Republic. Jamaica on high alert due to outbreak of African swine fever in the Dominican Republic. The Ministry of Agriculture is reporting that Jamaica has been placed on high alert for the African swine fever following a United States Department of Agriculture report yesterday confirming its presence in samples collected from pigs in the Dominican Republic. Through its Veterinary Services Division, the ministry said that it will immediately heighten collaboration with the Jamaica Customs Agency, the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard, the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, pig farmers, and all Jamaicans in order to minimize the risk of entry of the disease. The Agriculture Ministry said that the African swine fever is a devastating, economically significant, and highly contagious viral disease of domestic pigs. Sus scrofa domesticus, that's a scientific name. Sus scrofa domesticus, and feral swine flu. Let's do that again. And feral swine, Sus scrofa ferus, causing high mortality approaching 100%. Did you hear that? Causing high mortality approaching 100%. So there's close to a 100% chance of dying as a result of such an infection. While not known to affect humans, the African swine fever is almost always fatal in pigs. The Agriculture Ministry says the virus is highly stable under extreme environmental conditions and is easily spread by infected swine, contaminated pork products and fomites, and also via the soft tick ornithoderus. Or let me get this, ornithoderus. There we go, ornithoderus vector, and it goes on. So that's another thing to take note of. Food waste from airplanes and ships have often been implicated in outbreaks of African swine fever, classical swine fever, and other exotic diseases and pathogens. And the story goes on. You can read more. The clinical signs include high fever, 40 to 42 degrees Celsius, loss of appetite, depression, lethargy, sometimes refusal to stand or move, vomiting and or diarrhea with bloody stools, cyanotic extremities, nose, ears, tail, and lower legs, hemorrhages on the skin, particularly on the ears and flanks, huddling together in groups and shivering, difficulty breathing, discharge from eyes and nostrils, death within a few days. All have all implications for the pigs. And let's be mindful of African swine fever. When it's not one thing, it's another, but so it is. It's the story of the world. Something is always happening, and man has been made for it. How much has man undergone since the very early days of civilization on this earth? And man is still going through all kinds of troubles and tribulations. That's because man was made for this. Let's see what else is doing the rounds. Right. Yeah, just previewing Shelley and Fraser Price and the other athletes in the events coming up. Yeah, I think we have brought you up to speed with what's happening locally. Just checking with our friends from Loop News to see what they have trending at this time. After 1 day in office, James Forbes heads on leave, then retirement. What a waste of a career. Yeah, these things can happen. The man was on his way to being police commissioner, surely. And then this matter, and his plans derailed, and finally clearing his name, but a little too late, because then he doesn't have any more time to stay in office. Just enough time to say, hey, I'm back, but I'm leaving because I'm at the age of retirement. So it is. Senior Superintendent of Police James Forbes, who had his more than a 6-year-old criminal conviction for corruption set aside by the Court of Appeal in February, returned to his job in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, yesterday, and has confirmed Loop News's reports that his stint back in the force will be a very short one. In fact, in an interview with Loop News, Forbes disclosed that he would be spending only the day on the job, as he would immediately be going on vacation and other leave, and this would take him up to November 25, which would be his 60th birthday, at which point he will retire from the force. This needs a book, Senior Superintendent Forbes. Please tell us when you have written the book. We'd love to get a copy. What a story. So it is. Let's see what's trending globally. I would imagine the story about education, is it? No. Maltese state responsible for journalist's death. We're sorry to hear that. A public inquiry into the assassination of Maltese investigative journalist Daphne Caruana Galizia has found the state responsible for her death. The report said the state had failed to recognize risks to the reporter's life and failing to take reasonable steps to avoid them. Caruana Galicia led... Well, let's come back to this in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. Team Jamaica will seek to continue its sporting dominance at the Olympics Games Tokyo 2020, and Power 106 FM will be providing a daily roundup during Power Play from July 26 to August 8. Tune in to hear expert analysis by the Power Play team as they dissect the day's activities, Mondays to Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. There'll also be live and delayed coverage of select track and field events. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play is brought to you by the Coast to Coast Group of Companies, 5 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston, Alice Duane Company Limited, The Electrical People, and Lock Safe and Vault, 40 Shuttle Road, Kingston. That's the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster, Mondays to Fridays, 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
And the coming of the light through a brand new door. How do you tell?
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5:29. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:29. 现在几点了？5点加29分. 29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM. We were just sharing the tragic story of Daphne Caruana Galizia from Malta, who apparently died in a car bomb attack near her home in October 2017. An investigation led to Prime Minister Joseph Muscat's resignation in 2019 after his close associates were implicated. However, he has denied corruption allegations. Aged 53 when she died, she spent 30 years as a journalist. She relentlessly accused Maltese politicians and other officials of corruption in her popular running commentary blog. She was a harsh critic of government. Notice they didn't say of the government, they said of government, which means governments over the years. She was a harsh critic of government. In 2017, she effectively triggered an early election by publishing allegations linking Mr. Muscat to the Panama Papers scandal, which exposed the use of tax havens by the rich. This is one of the reasons why we have to cherish our democracy. We must cherish our democracy here in Jamaica, because there are people elsewhere who do not and perhaps will never experience until such time. Never say never, they say, but until whenever. But some things that people have to put up with in other countries. Up to this point, knocking on wood, we don't have to put up with. And which is why once there is any sign, any inclination, any inkling, any suspicion of an attempt to trample on the rights of citizens or to abridge the rights of particular groups of citizens like journalists, etc., public commentators in general, the response must be swift in making sure that doesn't go anywhere. Any attempt at muzzling people or trying to scare people so that they won't say certain things. Remember what we always say on this program. People are free to do what they want to do. People are free to be what they want to be, as long as that freedom does not infringe on another person's freedom. Let's just remember that. So we're sorry to hear of those matters unfolding in Malta. But the public inquiry, the information was released today, that public inquiry into her assassination, the assassination of Maltese investigative journalist Daphne Caruana Galicia, found that the state, as in the government, was responsible for her death. Now, that is the kind of country we do not want. That is the kind of situation we do not even want to contemplate in Jamaica, land we love. Let's continue. Look at this, 1939. Let's go to 1939. We were talking about the police earlier on, the constabulary, and with what has happened over the last 48 hours or so, and the actions of the police in St. Anne with respect to that individual who succeeded in drawing a lot of attention to himself. Let's look at 1939. On this day in 1939, new rules governing the Jamaica Constabulary Force prohibit members of the force from keeping racehorses. Now, we have long been hearing rumors, and there have been some verifiable instances of policemen running taxis, police-operated taxis. In other words, moonlighting, making which has implications for the overall level of order in the system. Because if I'm operating a taxi that is owned by a policeman, I perhaps will never ever get a ticket because I just need to call a name, and or I would have gotten a call. The police who work the beat would have been informed already as to which car belongs to which taxi belongs to which policeman, etc., etc. So the moonlighting is not new. That's the point we're making, because back in 1939, the Jamaica Constabulary Force obviously got some information or was able to verify that some policemen were keeping racehorses. So they had to issue a directive on this day, 1939, to say, as part of new rules governing the Jamaica Constabulary Force, they were prohibiting members of the force from keeping racehorses or from taking any part in horse racing. So no policeman was to keep racehorses or take part in racehorsing, I beg your pardon, in horse racing at all. Policemen were also not, listen to this, policemen were also not to become involved in arguments with the public in matters of duty, as it rarely convinces anyone and naturally irritates persons smarting under some real or imaginary grievances. So the police were being told in 1939, do not become involved in arguments with the public in matters of duty. Also, the rules strictly forbid members of the force to give expression or manifestation of political or sectarian opinions. This is 1939 in Jamaica. Our police personnel were being told, you do not get engaged in political or sectarian opinion giving. Don't, you're not allowed to give expression or manifestation. You're not supposed to you're not supposed to make it obvious, to make your political leanings obvious. You must, we spoke about this yesterday. That we expect people to have certain political views and support one party or another. What we don't expect, or what we would hope, that the police are able to manage their own political and sectarian positions, and they're being able, and thus being able to carry out their duties professionally. These were directives issued to the police in 1939 in Jamaica. Members of the force should also avoid altercations of any kind. Members of the force should also avoid altercations of any kind, and no member of the force should place himself under personal obligation for the use of horses, carts, or motor cars, or in any way to persons either in his neighborhood or elsewhere. That was 1939 in Jamaica. There's an organization we've told you about on this program before, and we have broadcast from their headquarters on Light Street in New York, the Jamaica Progressive League. On this day in 1938, the Jamaica Progressive League in New York urged Jamaicans at home to celebrate the centenary of emancipation in a peaceful and jubilant manner and begin the march towards the greater freedom of self-government. The League adds, any lawlessness, particularly the unlawful occupancy of lands, will be fatal to our national ambitions. Words there from the National Progressive League back in 1938. Artist Vincent van Gogh died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound in Auvers, France, on this day in 1890. the dictator of Italy, Benito Mussolini, born on this day in 1883. Let's go to 1871. The population of Jamaica in 1871 was 506,154. The population of Jamaica in 1871, 506,154, consisting of 246,573 males and 259,581 females. There were 13,101 white people, 100,346 colored people, and 392,707 black people. That was the population of Jamaica in 1871. As at this day, in 1871. And let's see if we can share a bit more with you. Work started on the erection of a 180-foot tall transmitter at Tinson Pen in Western Kingston under the supervision of engineer A.H. Dickinson. This was expected to improve the reception in Kingston and on the Ligony Plains of St. Andrew to the new commercial station Radio Jamaica. And to this day, we still have transmission issues. That was 1950. They put up a transmitter at Tinsipen with a view to improving the transmission, the reception in Kingston and on the Ligony Plains of St. Andrew to the new commercial station Radio Jamaica. And as we said, we're still having transmission issues to this day, right across the board, and very much on the Ligony Plains as well. Very much on the Ligony Plains. In the case of Power 106, we've been having all kinds of interferences on the system. Where, I just live up the road, and we used to be able to pick up Power 106 on 106.1 and 106.9. These days, we do pick up Power 106 on 106.9 with a lot of shh. Yeah. And you would think as time goes on, we get better in terms of technology, etc. But I guess some things remain the same.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes to 5 o'clock.
Jamaica, it's time to find your 2021 Gospel Star. Your votes will decide. Watch the show this and every Sunday via live stream on the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's Facebook page and YouTube channel, so you can vote for your favorite. Then don't forget to watch the grand finale on Sunday, August 1 at 6 p.m. Let's lift up the praise and find our new Gospel Star. Sponsored by the Chase Fund, Sagicor, Flow, Pika, and Excelsior. Team Jamaica will seek to continue its sporting dominance at the Olympics Games Tokyo 2020, and Power 106 FM will be providing a daily roundup during Power Play from July 26 to August 8. Tune in to hear expert analysis by the Power Play team as they dissect the day's activities, Mondays to Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. There'll also be live and delayed coverage of select track and field events. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play is brought to you by the Coast to Coast Group of Companies, 5 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston, Alice Duane and Company Limited, The Electrical People, and Lock Safe and Vault, 40 Shorter Road, Kingston. That's the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Daily Roundup during Power Play with Maurice Foster, Mondays to Fridays, 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
To the light again. We're gonna find us a way that we knew all along.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5 menos 13. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 5 heures moins 13. Tien tsai, ti dien le. Wu dien cha shi san fen. 13 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Let's go to 1962, the first of a series of roadside concerts which had been arranged to showcase Jamaica's best talents all over Jamaica, took place in Trenchtown Park in West Kingston. Artists included Charles Hyatt, the Frats Quintet, the Eddie Thomas and Ivy Baxter Dance Troupe, pianist Mapletoft Poole and his orchestra, singer and comedian Count Prince Miller, the West Kingston Pocomania Group, Kingston Kumina Dancers, with Ranny Williams as MC. How about 1965? Edward Seaga, Minister of Development and Welfare, the minister responsible for the annual festival, rejected an award made to him for a literary work adjudged a tie for first place in the national competition. The award was for a poem, River Maid, River Maid, submitted by Mr. Seaga under a pseudonym according to the rules of the competition. On learning of the award, Mr. Seaga asked that it be withdrawn from the competition, as he had not intended to compete for a place, but to see whether the poem, which was written in 1955, was of any merit. As a result of Mr. Seaga's withdrawal, the prize was awarded to Mervyn Morris for his Alter She Had Read, or is it After? Maybe this is a typo. For his After She Had Read Giovanni Room. Morris also won an award for another poem, Housemaster at Work. Please do not disturb. On this day in 1970, Prime Minister Hugh Shearer said that when Jamaicans sought the status of nationhood in 1962, it was not because we wanted the mere trappings of independence, such as an anthem and flag. These are only symbols of status, and by themselves have no meaning if they do not signify the total substance of nationhood. What we wanted was the right to determine our own ambitions, the right to create our own development programs, the right to chart our own economic future, and the right to seek the solutions to our problems ourselves, instead of having our destiny fashioned and directed by dictation elsewhere. That was 1970 in Jamaica. Let's jump to the 2000s. Let's look back at last year. Last year, this time, the front page of the Gleaner was Play Bodyguard. CMU student paid as close protection officer for Royal Reed. A Marine student from the Caribbean Maritime University, CMU, was among those assigned to provide close protection services for then Education Minister Royal Reed, even though the student had no special training in security. Also on the front page of the Gleaner on this day in 2020, SOE judgment expected today, the judgment on whether the 5 men detained under states of emergency for extensive periods would be released or further remanded. That judgment was expected to be handed down on this day this time last year. Let's go back to 2019. PNP delegates war. NEC members clash over list for September election. The People's National Party, PNP's 2-day National Executive Council NEC meeting was transformed into a battleground this past weekend, says the Gleaner on this day in 2019, as allies of incumbent President Dr. Peter Phillips peppered their opponents over the delegates list, which has been submitted for the September 7 leadership showdown. The stage was set on Saturday's first day of the meeting as supporters of challenger Peter Bunting and some of Phillips's followers positioned on the corridor leading to the NEC meeting venue at the University of the West Indies, Mona, engaged in testy exchanges. Also on the front page of the Gleaner, on this day in 2019, man gets 6-year prison sentence for double killing. Let's go back to 2018. On this day in 2018, the Gleaner reporting risky nips and tucks. Jamaicans taking chances with their lives for big butts, better bodies. Forest fires back. Another story. Forest fires back. SMA chairman rejects claims that he was trying to get Warren onto employment shortlist through backdoor. Chairman of the Spectrum Management Authority, SMA, Trevor Forrest, has finally broken his silence on the exchange of emails with Dr. David McBean, in which he appeared to be trying to belatedly insert Carolyn Warren on a short list of people to be interviewed for the position of manager administration in 2016. That was the lead story, one of the lead stories on the front page of the Gleaner in 2018. On this day in 2017, FLA scandal widens. 100 licenses issued by gun authority being probed. And the beat goes on. So we have given you a taste of both the present and the past. And now you have the information. It should help to put things in perspective. Let's see. Here's a breaking story from CNN. Biden unveils federal worker vaccine requirement as he strikes a brick wall, convincing unvaccinated Americans to get the shot. President Joe Biden, who for months used techniques like public service announcements to persuade Americans to get vaccinated, feels he has struck a brick wall in convincing holdouts to get shots, according to people familiar with his thinking. In private meetings with top aides, Biden has raised one question repeatedly: what's the problem? Now he's adopting a tougher approach as caseloads surge, vaccine requirements, and blame. Instead of merely asking Americans to get vaccinated, the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, today took his first steps toward ordering it. In afternoon remarks, Biden announced that all federal employees must attest to being vaccinated against COVID-19 or face strict protocols, including regular testing, masking, limits on official travel, and other mitigation measures. Contractors working for the federal government will also be subject to the new rules. It's not a mandate, officials insist, and most federal employees who do not get vaccinated will not lose their jobs as a result. Still, the shift toward placing the onus for the current situation on those who have refused to get vaccinated reflects Biden's growing impatience that still hesitant Americans are prolonging a crisis he said earlier this month was no longer paralyzing the nation. Let's get ready to wrap. Cuban in Georgia says, Sir Malcolm, how come our parliament is silent on the matter with regard to the outgoing British ambassador saying about Jamaica what is happening on Duke Street, sir? It's not the first time the High Commissioner, the UK High Commissioner, has said what he said. It's not the first time. It's not the first time. Doesn't make it right. But the same British High Commissioner has been busy convincing his government in the UK to ship 300,000 vaccines to Jamaica. That shipment arrives tomorrow, and immediately as it arrives, the government will roll out a 7-day vaccine blitz. No limitations as to or specifications as to which group of people. Everybody will be invited to go and get vaccinated. So there you go. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Thursday, the 29th of July, 2021. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, both sides of the story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
Equal man, hey sister, shake your hand, it's a brand new day. But what we really want to see is love, 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 love. Love is a door, step into the light of day. We're gonna find us a way that we knew all along. Love is a thing, or a beggar, or a king. And peace grows wings when love is the song. Ooh, hey, my man, that's your brother on the street. You say, hey, my man, every time we meet. Ooh, hey, brother, equal man, hey, sister, shake your hand, it's a friend.
And one of our regular listeners saying, please, please, we need you to hail Keita Cummings Heslop. Keita Heslop, who celebrated her birthday yesterday. And we didn't get the opportunity to do it yesterday. So happy birthday, Keita Heslop.
New day, we can say it anyway. But what we really want to see is love, 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 love. Hey, my man, that's your brother on the street. You say, hey, my man, every time we meet. Hey, brother, equal man, hey, sister, shake your hand, it's a brand new day. We can see it anyway. But what we really want to see is love, 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 love. Hey, my man, that's your brother on the street. We say, hey, my man, every time we meet.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.
I am Deidran Gordon. Coming up in the news segment of Beyond the Headlines, today, Thursday, July 29, 2021. Convicted gang leader Tesh